up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start. Oh, hi there, and welcome back to part 9 of Chrono Trigger. So yeah, where are we anyways? If I recall correctly, Marle had us run into a gate to escape the Chancellor. Probably not our brightest idea. Whoa. This was definitely not what I was expecting. I guess we should take a look around then. I need to mention something. I screwed up, and I accidentally lost pretty much all of the video footage for this video. So what I am filming now is completely refilmed, and unfortunately I saved on this file after I finished filming the last time. I've always said to myself, the one time I save before checking my video footage after I upload is the time where I'm going to screw something up. And that's exactly what happened. So, I've already gone through all these areas on this file, but I can still backtrack and cover them all again, and I could just say everything that I went over already. So this shouldn't really affect things too much. I actually was able to salvage the video file when I came out of the time gate, so I was able to at least show you the dialogue that you would have missed had I screwed up even more. So anyways, down here to the south is the Tran Dome, and if you talk to this guy, he's gonna be like, you call this money? Yeah, I actually do call this money. So pick up a few things, pick up whatever you need. You can buy the basic necessities, you can pick up a few shelters if you need some, and then there's 3 new things we can buy here. That is a pocket blaster for Marla, an iron helmet for any of the characters, and an iron suit for any of the characters. Now, I bought one of each for each of my characters, and the reason for this is I am almost positive that you can only get the majority of these items by buying them here at this point in the game. So later on in the game, if you didn't buy them, you could come back and buy them here, but I'm pretty sure if you're completing your item decks and all of that stuff, and you want to complete the game 100%, you're going to need to buy one of these, of each of those. And it doesn't hurt to pick up one. You probably have enough money at this point to pick up one, and it'll give you a little bit of a boost. There should be some food at the Aris Dome to the northeast, if you can get through Site 16 alive. He mentions an important hint that there are enemies that can't be harmed by weapons or bows or swords or whatever. Apparently nobody has heard of truce. I think the hunger is driving me mad. Huh. This guy's going to talk about the Enertron. It's a thing that gives you a full night's sleep in just a few moments. So it completely restores your health and magic, but you're still as hungry as before. That's kind of depressing. You'll also see throughout this place a ton of these sealed doors. They are very similar to the sealed chests, so that'll be covered at a much later point in the game. Anyways, I guess our next logical place to go would be to the northeast, and to get there we have to go through Site 16. Now, remember, I've already been through this place, so you'll actually see the complete map on the bottom screen. I'm sorry, I didn't think I was going to screw up, but anyways, I'll just point out where items would be because I already took most of the items. Now, the first little mechanical thing about this game that you're going to notice as soon as you walk in is there's a ton of rats around this place. And rats are evil little creatures. They steal potions from you, and if you run out of potions, they steal 500 gold from you at a time. That's a lot of gold. So if you're going to get things stolen from you, make sure it's potions over gold. You could buy 50 potions for 500 gold. So the rats are really, really irritating, and there's not much to say about it. Now, they only steal from you if they make contact with you while you are in motion. So just keep that in mind. You can stop and they won't steal anything from you even if they make contact with you. Now, there's a chest here. I know it's a little hard to see. The chests in this place tend to blend in very well. And this chest, you could pick up an accessory. That is the Berserker Ring. Now, this ring is a very interesting item. It gives you a huge boost to both your attack and defense. But you cannot control the wearer. This means that you can't use techs, and your character is going to uncontrollably randomly attack enemies with its auto attacks. It's a good item, but only if you're planning on using offensive attacks. Anyways, we can finally come across some of our newest enemies here, and that is the Floral Horror and the Ruined Stalker. And these enemies are pretty interesting enemies. I believe the flowery thing is weak to fire, and the Ruined Stalkers are weak to electricity. Now, the Ruined Stalkers actually have really, really high magic defense, so honestly, you're just better off physically attacking them. I might have my elements mixed up. That information will be in the sidebar. I'm sorry if I have it backwards. I didn't bother rechecking my notes before I filmed this today because I just wanted to get this filmed as soon as possible. Anyways, the main thing to note there is the Floral Horror thing will heal up everybody at the same time on the team, so it'll heal everybody. So you want to get that down as soon as you possibly can so it's not healing up its allies. And remember, Flamethrower is pretty effective against it because it's fire. You can probably one-shot with Flamethrower, so that will knock that out of the way. Up here is a new enemy. These are craters, and there's really not much interesting to say about them. They don't really have anything interesting. Just auto-attack them and you'll knock them out. They do come in clusters, so you can typically pull off some cyclone magic or whatnot. There's a lot of enemies in bulk in this place that you'll notice, so you probably will take some damage, and it is worth reminding you, and I'll keep saying this probably for a little bit longer, that yes, you can heal outside of battle with aura spells or any sort of healing magic, but dual techs don't work. Just keep that in mind. This chest will contain a silver sword, which you should already have one of those from the prison towers. But it is worth mentioning, so you can pick one of those up if you want. More Ruined Stalkers and another one of those weird flowery things. Those are so creepy, by the way. Again, probably should use Flamethrower on it. It's one magic point. That'll knock it out, and then you can proceed to kill the Ruined Stalkers without too much difficulty. The main thing to note when you just come across enemies like this is you always want to target the things that heal, because typically those are the enemies that are going to cause you the most issues. Like, for instance, if you were to attack Chrono, Marle and Lucca, you would probably want to start by attacking Marle just so that you couldn't heal. That would be assuming that you couldn't use items, because enemies in the game don't use items. Anyways, navigate past some more rats, and up in this hidden chest up here, you can pick up a new weapon for Marle. This is the silver bow. It's not a great deal stronger than the iron bowgun, but you might have not bought an iron bowgun, and if you haven't, then this is going to be a huge upgrade. So definitely pick that up, equip it to Marle, and you'll be in good shape. Head down here, and we can fight some more Ruined Stalkers and flowery, creepy, purple, green mutant things. They're so creepy. Hurry up! Okay. Now there's two of the flowery things here, so you want to definitely knock out both of them, or else they're just going to heal up like crazy. It's going to be like super healing and you'll never be able to kill the Ruined Stalkers. The Ruined Stalkers are kind of bulky. They have a good deal of hit points, but like I said, Though they are weak to electric type attacks, it's honestly just better to attack them physically because their magic defense is so high. They also steal hit points. You'll see a lot of enemies in the game that steal your hit points, so they kind of heal up after attacking you, which is a bit odd. Up here we have another cluster of craters. Definitely take advantage of using Cyclone or like a Wind Slash to try to hit as many of them as possible. I probably have a better chance with Wind Slash here, so that's why I used it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to hit them. Generally speaking, we're still not really to the point where enemies are insanely difficult, but you might need to use a little bit of healing magic throughout this place if you're a little bit lower leveled. This is where the game really starts to kick off. I hope you like this area, because we're going to be here for a couple parts. This world, this time period that we've been thrown into, has a lot to it. And the majority of the game, or the majority of this time period is actually played out right now at this point in the game. You won't really come back here too much in the future. Anyways, new enemy for us to fight, and this is what that guy was mentioning in the Tran Dome. These are shadows, and they are only weak to magic type attacks. Now at this point in the game, you only have two types of magic. You have Chrono's Whirlwind and you have Marle's Flamethrower. You really can't get access to any more techs at all because eventually you stop learning techs. You'll note that at this point in the game, Chrono, Marle, and Lucca, if you picked up all their techs, they can't learn anymore until there's an event that takes place after we get through this area, and that will allow them to learn magic. When I say this area, I mean this time zone. Over here is another chest. This contains just a simple ether. Don't worry about it. Nothing too big. And then we could fight some more shadows. So, since Marle doesn't have any magic that can affect these, if you need to make an action with her in this fight, I recommend just having her use Aura, because there's really nothing else that she can do at this point in the battle. Try to wait. The shadows do move around. Try to wait until they move into a position where you can hit multiple of them at once. Don't hesitate to use magic in this place. Magic, the distance between the two Enitrons isn't that far, and if you're a high enough level, you really shouldn't run out of magic. I've already been through this place, so I'm actually probably a level higher than I should be. I'm like pretty high leveled. I don't really like, I didn't really want to have to do this. Actually what I'm probably going to do, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really screwed up. Basically what happened, I know I didn't really go into it in too much detail, but I basically lost all of my video footage after like I went to the Tran Dome, so I was able to show that opening cutscene, but that was all that I was really able to show. Up here is your last new enemy of the area. These are Mutants, if I'm recalling correctly. Please tell me I'm coming up with this name correctly. Yes, Mutants. Mutants are basically your hardest enemy of the area. Now, they only fight in ones in this area. Later on, in Site 32, you'll fight them in bulk. But fighting one at a time isn't too bad. They're very bulky enemies, but they don't deal that much damage back to you. So, though they're a bit difficult to take down, you shouldn't struggle with them too much. If you have any magic, there's only 2 of these to fight before you get out of the area. So just use whatever remaining magic you have left, because you're going to go to an Enitron next. So, they're not too bad. Like I said, they're another enemy that likes to absorb your health. They'll absorb it back. And that's probably his main attack that you'll see him use. It's really irritating. And that pretty much wraps up Site 16. So, that also wraps up this part. Next time we are going to go check out the Aris Dome that one guy mentioned in the Tran Dome. And then we will see what is going on in this world. We still don't even know where we're at. It's so confusing. Anyways, thank you, and good night.